Welcome back to my live stream. Let me know if you guys can hear me. You gotta refresh the page.
Oh, I'm gonna refresh the page.
Let me know if you can see me and hear me. Okay. Hi, Olivia. Thanks for hanging out for your first live. Make sure you guys change the chat to live chat instead of top chat. There's a drop down arrow at the top of the chat so that you can actually see everything in real time and that the conversation doesn't get confusing. So, how is everybody doing this afternoon, this morning, evening, whatever it is?
Wherever you are.
For you guys. Yeah. This is David if you're new here. What? Oh,
No.
that one?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. I'll be right back.
So let me see who's in the chat. Adina, hello. Carolyn, how are you? Olivia, hi again. Jennifer, nice to see you. Hi, Sarah. April, hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello.
What's going on, people?
The title of this video stresses me out.
Spill some tea and dig up some dirt. And it's a plant page.
I thought that was appropriate.
I get it. That's
Everybody always says spill tea, but I do feel like I kind of dug up some stuff accidentally in the process.
We're gonna spill the fertilizer is probably more like it.
Ew.
Yeah, that's
I don't know about you, but mine smells nasty. Honestly, though, not the instant plant food. If you guys watched my plant chore video where I just dropped those blue tablets into water and they look like Alka-Seltzer, please don't drink it. It's for your plants, not for you. But yeah, there is that. So that one doesn't have an odor. It's completely odorless, and my plants have been fine since I gave it to them. So I do plan on keeping up with it, so I can let you guys know how that goes. Obviously, good morning, Nita and Marloka. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your name, but thank you. Been enjoying your Hoya uploads.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a happy new subscriber. Well, I'm sorry that the first live that you're in is like gonna be a little bit more of like I don't know, a cautionary tale.
Hey, look, you're just looking out for plant fan people.
Yeah. I'm gonna give people a little bit to
out.
like trickle in before I start. How long have you been using that fertilizer now? That's a good question. You're only supposed to use it once every 3 months, so I used it once and it's been... No, it doesn't smell at all. That's what I'm saying. It's odorless.
Oh, it's not the stinky
and it comes in just like little tabs, so it's not like
nice.
a big jug of like heavy stuff. It is just like, I think like a handful of minerals or something though, so it doesn't have everything.
Our Alka-Seltzer's been tasting weird. Is it just like a coincidence?
It's not supposed to taste like anything though.
Also, I've got Wayeti eye growing out of my ear.
Yeah, that would be weird.
A little bit.
Although, like, if you just grew plants like that, it would be good for my business.
If I was a Hoya, would you propagate me?
Well,
like
yeah.
More? Yeah.
Wait, like more like little
more like
leaves?
me, yeah.
No.
It's too much.
It's too much. I thought you meant if you were like growing Hoya out of your head, if I would propagate it.
Hello, hippie horticulturalist.
Hola, hola. I feel like I know your name, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. But anyway, I'm not expecting like a ton of people to be here today because this was kind of like a last minute thing, but I am hoping that some people will watch it back at least if they are interested in the topic. I'm going to try and make this as educational as possible, but I do want to let you guys know what has been going on, mostly because I've made like probably 6 or 7 videos about this company, unboxing their plants and recommending them to you. So I feel personally responsible to let you know what's actually going on. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw some tidbits already. We might have even had a chat about it in my DMs. Hi, Danny. Hi, Kim. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Kelly. Sorry, I'm trying to say hi to everybody. But I hope everybody's doing well today. Sorry, not saying much. Wicking candles. Girl, you do you. Because these candles, let me grab it. Let me do a shameless plug. These are her candles that she's talking about. You guys have seen them in my videos before. I don't know if it's going to focus. I got to cover your face too. There we go. And they're like the wood wick. They're soy wax. I love them. This one's Cali Coast. You can see we've been definitely burning it. I can't burn it too much on account of my asthma and my cat. having asthma, but I do burn them sometimes when I'm like cleaning and I have the windows open and I want to just smell nice for a little while. Or when people are coming over, I like to light a candle.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. You guys should, it's Supernatural Candle Co., by the way. Girl, if you want to link your Etsy, go on ahead and put it in the chat. Yes, wooden wicks and soy wax.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cold here. Hope all is well everywhere. Yes, let me not get too distracted. I wanted to tell the story. So, like I said, because I have done so many unboxings with Urban Leaf Shop, I wanted to let you guys know what is going on and why I'm not going to be purchasing from them anymore and why I'm not going to be unboxing stuff from them anymore, why you're not going to see me in the auctions anymore, and why I can no longer confidently recommend them as a seller. So this isn't a smear campaign. This isn't a hate video. I just simply want to share the truth with you and let you know what to look out for in general. And I have some stories that you guys shared with me as well. You still have time if you want to go over to my community tab in a different window while you're watching this and write out your story. You can even put it in the chat if you want to, but it's more organized on the community tab. I have everybody's stories over here. And a lot of it was like Etsy orders, you guys. So I feel like this is a conversation we definitely need to be having. Of course, I just wanted to spill the tea a little bit first and let you guys know what was happening. So, yeah, what had happened basically was, you guys know that I've been ordering plants from Urban Leaf Shop pretty regularly over the last, 2 months, I want to say?
Yeah, I think so.
About. And a lot of them were fine. I didn't really have issues with all of them. Hi, Stacy. And hi, Mylene, too. I see you in there. Right? Is that? No. Who is that? Okay. Or I'm just making stuff up. Right? Is that
Just
your username? Anyway, look, I get
the
confused
story.
when people have different usernames on different platforms.
Do the story.
The story is, I'm not even going to look at the chat. I'm going to open a different window. The story is, most of my plans from them came perfectly fine. But, see, I knew it was Mylene. I'm not making things up. I was like, girl,
Focus.
because her username on Instagram is different. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of my plants were fine, and a lot of them have been not fine. But you guys have watched me unbox them and have them not being, super great. But I still was giving them the benefit of the doubt because the other plants were doing fine, and I was actively communicating with them on a regular basis. We had developed some sort of relationship, obviously. When you make a video about a company, usually they're like, hey, thank you, we appreciate that, because it is free advertising. You know, they didn't give me free plants, they didn't give me discount plants, they didn't ask me to make a video. I just chose to do it. And when I find a company that I like, I enjoy supporting them and I enjoy sharing that with you guys. So that's what I was doing, and I was having a lot of fun in their auction, so that was a bonus, and it was giving me lots of content that you guys enjoyed and was easy for me to film. And obviously I'm buying a lot of these larger Hoyas as well because I have a plant business and I like to be able to cut them and propagate them and be able to share them with you guys. So a lot of these larger Hoyas that I was buying from them, that was the purpose of me buying them. So for them to come and rapidly decline or come out of the box looking really sad and me not being able to propagate them, it's just bad. It's a bad investment. So I got to the point after the last one, where is that? The last unboxing that I did with them, that I unboxed this Hoya Coaching Island that still looks like this. It hasn't, I've watered it, it hasn't regained anything. I haven't actually pulled it out to look at the roots. It seems like it has a decent root ball. Oh, sorry, I got a vacuum. There's a little bit of roots. Not great roots. I wouldn't put it in this big container if that was the root ball. But it also came with its, oh shoot, I think it's rotted.
Go figure.
It's completely rotting. Do you see it?
Oh yeah, that's rotted.
How
Well,
is that?
there's a perfect example of what's going on.
I mean, you guys, I edit my videos and try to get them up pretty quickly. So when you watched me unbox this was just a few days after I had actually received it. So it hasn't been that long. And this was a $75 plant. So obviously I wasn't super thrilled about it coming looking like this. Like this is how it looked out of the box. Like I could fold this leaf in half.
Not turgid.
It is not turgid at
No.
all. So I joked in my video, was it worth $75? Not at all. No.
Can you chop and prop that?
No. It's too flimsy.
Yeah.
This leaf will die as soon as I cut it.
Right.
And now with this happening, I'm going to try and save this node.
Yeah.
And plop it in moss. These leaves will probably die, but if the stem survives, like the rot only goes up to right here, so I might be able to salvage it. I just gotta remember to cut it right after this. Yeah, so I reached out to him, the owner of Urban Leaf Shop, and just like I had after all of the sad plants that I received, the first one that I received was this Hoya Jennifer that I repotted because I wanted to check out the roots, and it came the same way. Like the leaves after having it for almost 2 months are still not turgid. You could see the backs of them are wrinkly. Like it's just not a happy plant.
That's really sad.
It's not a happy plant. No, and I even put it in my good Hoya mix and everything, and it's been living in the greenhouse in high humidity because he told me he grows them in high humidity outside in Florida so that I need to put them in high humidity when I get them. And that was the first time I started questioning his acclimation process. And he got a little bit defensive with me, but I kind of overlooked it. At the time, I was like, okay. And I just carried on with life, not really worrying too much about it until I continued to get more plants that look like this. It's not dead, but it's not like, it's not good either. Like it's really not good. Are there any comments that I need to be reading?
Import. I know they said no, but wouldn't it make more sense that they are imported?
That's where we're gonna get to.
Also, a bunch of people are saying, prop it in water, cut and prop,
Yeah,
cut and prop,
yeah,
cut and
I
prop.
know. I gotta move a lot of them. Honestly, a lot of my struggling Hoyas, they tend to do the best in moss. I don't know why. I've tried perlite. I've tried fluval stratum. That stuff. My fluval is stratum. It's like little. I think they're like little charcoal balls. It's like aquarium stuff. But people start trying to propagate
Fluval? Don't be glib,
everything.
Right.
Those little black thingies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
Okay.
I don't like because every time I put a Hoya in it, it dies. So I'm just like, what the heck? I keep trying. I keep it wet, I swear, but not like soaking wet. But anyway, that's not the point. So you guys raised good questions because that was one of my questions, and you guys know my good friend Tessa. She had a similar issue. A cat in the garden is her. She's not in the chat right now, but that is her YouTube channel if you want to go and check her out, and her cat Nutmeg. They're really cute, and she's one of my best friends, so I definitely recommend it. But we were having a chat about it because I was like, girl, am I crazy? And she was like, no, like my Hoyas came soaking wet and they just don't look good. They're not happy. Like they look like imports. And I was like, you know, that would make sense. I've imported plenty of Hoyas and other plants before. You guys have seen me. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm having to rehab these and losing a lot of the plant the way that I would with an import. So maybe it is an import. Maybe you're right. So I asked him if they were imports. And his response was not good. Like, it really wasn't good. This is another one of my plants from them that was in the greenhouse next to other plants that are not like this. This was a Dischidia hirsuta. I don't know if you guys remember when I unboxed it. Yes.
Oh.
When I unboxed it, it didn't look great. I don't know if you remember, I was a little bit disappointed with the way it was packaged, as well as this one came in the same order. Sorry, it's
I'm
got
just
dirt.
keeping my coffee over
This
here.
is the Hoya Lyi, Lyi. These came in the same order, and I don't know if you remember that video, but I was very, very disappointed with the way that they were packaged. I couldn't figure out what was going on with this plant, the way that it's rooted. It's rooted in multiple places, but then it also didn't have a lot of root at all. So I kind of had to repot it to a degree, because I'm always really hesitant to pull plants out of the pot as soon as I get them because I don't want to traumatize the plant. But by leaving them alone, they've just continued to decline and die. So This one is also rotting. Like, I don't know, I gotta propagate that one because that was an expensive Hoya too. And then this one I got in my recent order along with the Coaching Island that's rotting. And this is the Finlaysonii. This one came fine, but what I didn't know was that it was just like rooted in moss. So maybe this one they did actually like propagate themselves, but it's weird to not like tell people that, I feel like.
I'm just saying, I moved my coffee because you're holding up all the plants here, and I
And
put
then
it over here, and then that piece bounced across my laptop and nearly made it into the mug. That's pretty funny. It's leca,
It's
by the way.
leca.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd be
this
fine.
is a weird mix. You guys, there's moss, there's leca, there's charcoal.
I think it's important to note for you all too that just the way she's building the story here, in terms of the plants that aren't looking good from this particular seller, it's the plants are one issue. How the seller has handled this is the main issue, which you should get to in terms of like the emails back and forth and stuff like that.
Yes. Well, I can read those if you'd like. The most depressing one though is this one for sure, which is the Croniana Black.
Yeah, just
Leaves.
Your tea is your tea. Okay, yeah.
Just move my tea.
I know. I'm trying not to spill the tea.
It's bad. My friend just told me that I need to get it out of here ASAP because the roots are probably rotting, just like the other ones.
Well, you moved it from the greenhouse, and now there's like 8 leaves on the floor. Like,
I
it just
told you
keeps
I'd look at it and it drops leaves.
Yeah, no.
So when I received this one, it didn't look good. So I reached out to him and let him know that it didn't look good. And he told me, I grew it outside in Florida. You need to put it in high humidity.
Like a greenhouse, where it was.
So I put it in the greenhouse.
Yes, with high humidity.
With high humidity. It's been in there for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
And nice and warm. It's basically Florida.
I've watered it a
In a
few times
greenhouse.
since it's been in there. Yeah, I'm just saying. But like, normally when I get plants in the mail, I'm hesitant. I don't put them directly into the greenhouse. It's a really bad idea to put things into direct light and like straight into like heat and humidity when they've been in a box for a few days. Because that's the other thing. These are only in a box for 2 days, so I have a hard time believing that he put this in a box looking like this.
Yeah, there's no way. The plant's falling apart.
Well, it didn't look like this in the auction, obviously, or I wouldn't have bought it.
Well, yeah, of course.
Right? But he's all like, I'll give you a really good price on it. And I'm like, well, is it a good price, though, if it's dead?
This is true.
Like, through all of this, through every plant that I've had an issue with, because I haven't had an issue with all of them. I have healthy ones here, too. Like, this one, only half of it died. There was another stem going up here, but the rest of it is fine, which is what happens with imports. And then what's really confusing is I got this Croniana Black from them, and it's fine. So I felt comfortable buying this one, thinking it would also be fine. I know that they're not the best shippers in the world, but like, I have this huge Croniana Silver that you guys have seen in my 31 days of Hoya that like shipped also from Florida, from the plant farm. Definitely recommend them. They're a great seller. But like, and shop directly off their website because it's cheaper than Etsy. But I mean, I pulled that thing out of the box and it looks exactly the same as it did when they put it like in the box.
You need to
so
get
I'm
to
just
the
confused.
exchange. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to show people the
No,
plants,
but I think we established that like the plants coming are just, it's
well, I'm
very
trying to show them because they've seen too.
inconsistent.
This whole entire vine here died on the Dakier. It dropped like 4 leaves. The leaves look like trash. Like, it's bad. I can't propagate this and sell it to you guys. It looks terrible.
Right.
Absolutely terrible. And my Kanya Kumariana that you've seen on my Instagram looking cute as heck, look at her. She's dying off over here. She's dying off over here. I don't know. All of my other Hoyas are fine. I mean, besides the ones that are infested with mealybugs, but that's a different issue. Completely different issue. None of these have mealybugs.
So real quick, Jameson, I ordered a bunch of Hoyas from a large plant company that starts with H, and all the plants came infested with mealybugs. I was new to the plant game, so didn't request a refund. I think that's important to note.
Right.
Because I think a lot of people are afraid to speak up when you get a plant.
Well, a lot of you
And
reached out to me and told me you
great.
had issues with your urban leaf shop plants after
Right.
my last video, and that was part of my message to him that I can read to you. I
Bring
let
out
him know.
Break out the tea.
He didn't even ask to see anybody else's messages. He just called it hearsay. I was like, but it's public.
Listen, I've run my own business for the last 20 some odd years. You are doing the same thing, of course. When there's an issue with something that you have or you are producing or you are sending to people that are your customers, and a customer says, hey, listen, something's up with this, that's the time for you to shut up and listen. It's not the time for you to shut down the customer. There's a difference between somebody who comes at you just raging and wanting to complain and somebody who comes at you with actually a legitimate concern about the stuff that you are sending out, like the products that are being paid for. So I think that's important to note with this particular situation, is that you approached and
Yeah.
in an informative kind of way.
Yeah.
Right.
And the thing that I was approaching in this original message was why I was canceling an invoice with them and why I didn't cover for them in my last unboxing video, and I let you guys know that I was very disappointed.
Right.
Okay? Because I'm not going to lie to you guys. Like, that's just not something that I'm ever going to do. Like, if I have a negative experience with a seller, I'm going to tell you. I have a bad import, I'm going to show you. Like, it's just what I do. So this was my original message to him. I said, hey, sorry about the invoice. I want said plant. I'm just hesitant because so many of my plants from you have come sad/dying or quickly declined after receiving them. The Hoya Coaching Island that I just showed you came to me with shriveled up leaves and a dead peduncle. It still hasn't recovered and will likely die. Waste of $75 that I don't have to throw around. The Dakier also dropped half its leaves despite me putting it directly into the greenhouse and not touching it. The Croniana Black has never bounced back and continues to be floppy and drop leaves every time I even look at it. All these same things I've been telling you guys. Others have just straight up kicked the bucket. They looked melted in the greenhouse because I don't even know what to call this. Like, what do you call this? What is that? Like, what happened to that plant, right? I've never seen something like that happen to my plants before. Mind you, they're next to other Hoya and plants that are thriving, and I check on them daily, so I'm not sure what's happening here. I said, are they imports? Let me just scroll down. Because I'm having to rehab them and lose half the plant like they're imports, but these are not import prices that I am paying. After my last unboxing, a few people let me know they had the same issues with your plants, mainly Hoya. You can see them in the comments, but a few also reached out through DM to thank me for saying something because we all thought we were crazy for a moment, which is also true. I'm not trying to cause you problems. I like you guys. I am just letting you know what's happening to many of us and why I am hesitant to purchase more. The amount of money I've wasted on sad plants from you is painful. I don't make a lot of money. This is my business too, and it's been a really bad investment on these plants. I also said I always keep it, you guys would have seen this on my Instagram, I always keep it 100 with my viewers, not trying to bash you as a seller at all, just showing the plants and sharing the truth of the situation, which is what I'm doing now. Hold on, I gotta go to the different page for the rest of the message. I said I can't in good faith recommend a seller who has a 50-50 shot at sending out a sad plant to my viewers. They trust me because I keep it real, and I will never lie to them about an experience I've had buying plants. I hope you understand. That was my message.
Right.
Now, I would like you guys, before hearing his response, to let me know if you thought that was rude. Because I wasn't trying to be rude. That's why I emphasized, like, I'm not trying to cause a problem. I'm just trying to let you know, like, what I'm being told. Is it a 50-50 shot? No, I'd say it's probably more of like a 20% chance that your plant might come sad, but other than that, I completely stand behind everything that I said there. So his response to that after...
People are saying, yeah, not rude, totally real, not at all, not rude.
Well, I'm also trying to communicate with somebody that I've communicated with before, that I've developed a relationship with, because that's what happens when you're a plant YouTuber. I go to nurseries, I develop relationships with the people who own the nurseries. I shop from shops, I develop relationships with the people who own them. I mean, I was just telling you about Danny and her gorgeous candles. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I do.
Kelly Zoya, nicer than what I would have said.
I was trying to be professional because this is my business, right? Like, that
Right.
is that is what you do. Well, my throat is dry. Let me take a little sippy sip of my tea before I read you his response to that. which, mind you, I put a lot of thought into that message because I didn't want it to come across like I was trying to threaten him, because I know that people read things in a different tone, like the way that they want to. So that's why I said specifically, like, I'm not trying to bash you. Like, I'm really just trying to figure out what's happening here. You know what I mean? For your sake too, as well as mine, because it pains me knowing that you guys trust me that, like, this is a good seller, and then you have a bad experience. Even if it's just one of the plants out of your order, like, that's just not acceptable to me. Like, as a seller, you
Right.
take responsibility for the plant not looking good upon arrival, or
Look,
not doing well within the first week or two of somebody having it. Like, that's not normal. Like, that's not normal.
As somebody, again, who's run a business, has had to interact with
Just good
customers,
customer service.
upset people and things like that from time to time, I mean, like, I wish people would approach me that way.
Chris.
You know, that's kind of important.
I love you, girl. You're fun. Well, it's just sad because I did really like them, and I don't have an issue with any of the other people that work there. It was just my interactions with him in particular that were just really not good. So this was his response after literally not even a minute after I sent the original message. So he read it and immediately reacted, which I wasn't expecting, to be honest. I sent it early in the morning, and I was like, okay, gotta get this off my chest today, because I waited a couple of days after receiving the last box to kind of, like, collect my thoughts, not be, like, emotionally driven or anything, just
Right.
like see what happened, right? And I also don't really love conflict either, so I was just like, all right, how can I go about this in, like, a manner that's not gonna cause a problem, right? I'm not trying to be annoying either. Nobody ever wants to be like that customer who's, like, really irritating.
No, of course not. But sometimes, like, the look.
But I know
sometimes
what's within
people
my
are
rights
like that. Well, for sure.
as a buyer.
Sometimes customers get frustrated. If something happens repeatedly,
Right.
you're going to get frustrated with it, especially if you stay quiet and it happens repeatedly, and then you just kind of blow up about it, right?
Right.
What you said to him, though, was more along the lines of, listen, I'm trying to help you. There's an issue with your plants or your shipping or something. Where plants are arriving, half of the leaves are dropping, they're not,
And it's not just me.
Whatever it is, they're not working, at least not
Right.
all of them. So even if it's an intermittent issue, it is still
It's
an
an
issue.
issue.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then you start getting people that are replying to you saying, well, me too.
Yeah. Which I
Even
wasn't
though you
expecting.
haven't really heard about that.
Yeah.
Well, because all you plant people are super sweet
We're
and
so
you're not
nice,
saying
we don't want to say
anything.
anything. Yeah.
But sometimes
'cause
you
he
gotta
was like,
speak
well,
up
I
a
haven't
little bit,
heard
like-
anything from anybody, and I'm like, well, maybe they're afraid because you're kind of mean.
Sometimes
Like,
you gotta tighten the suspenders and, like, put on your hat
yeah,
and
we
be
don't
like,
want to be annoying. You know what I mean?
right, but you have a
Like,
right as a customer. If you spend $75 on 2 leaves,
Yeah.
and the 2 leaves come and one
And a
falls apart
peduncle.
and then it's not growing, like, you kind of want to say something,
Spent more on it because I was willing to spend more on it on account of it having a peduncle. And the peduncle, you guys saw it, right? It was almost black and completely shriveled up when I took it out of the
Right.
box, and it just fell off before I even touched it. So this was his response. I'll stop making you wait. He said, okay, period. They are not imports, period. They are Florida grown and clearly happy when we ship. I don't know how we can grow a plant that large if it is not well. I respect your position, but I don't agree with it. We have been growing/selling Hoyas for a long time with little to no issues. So I read that and I was a little upset. So I was like, you don't agree with customers receiving sad/dying plants. Are you suggesting we are lying? And he said, I won't entertain this type of conversation.
Oh, okay.
I was like, what type of... All I said was, are you... Because that's what that sounds like, right? He called me a liar. He said, I don't agree. I respect your position, but I don't agree with it. Which part do you not agree with?
He doesn't agree.
You don't agree with this?
He doesn't agree with that.
Like, you don't... Like, which part do you not agree... You know what I mean? So, obviously, like, you're calling me a liar, right?
Right.
Yeah, so he said, I won't entertain this type of conversation. I can only address what I know. This is the first I have heard that you are unhappy. Your Jennifer wasn't turgid. You have mentioned that constantly throughout your videos. Yes, I have, because you guys see it, right? It looks like shit. You have mentioned that I read that. If you receive a plant and don't report any issues, and then it declines in your care without my knowledge, then what do you expect from me? I can only help address what I'm aware of. I can't help an offline conversation without any facts presented to me. It is possible that my Hoyas are not being adaptive to their new environments, ? What are those environments, ? No one has reached out to me to understand or help. You came at me pretty hard and it feels a bit like an attack versus how can we work on this together? Like, am I, quote unquote, like, am I going to tell everyone about you, unquote? I just don't like that. Just keeping it real here myself. Like, I don't know why he thought that I was attacking him. That's why I wanted to read it. I read it to him. I was like, does this sound rude? Like, I had to double check. I was like, does this sound rude to you? Like,
No, of course not.
I specifically didn't want him to take it as me being like, well, I have a platform and I'm going to tell everybody not to buy from you. Like, that's
Right.
not what I said. Like, what I said was, hey, I have a platform and my reputation means a lot to me. Like, these people, you guys trust me. And like, that's because I keep it real with you. And I'm not going to lie to you about the state of a plant that I receive from a company that I've repeatedly told you is safe for you to shop from. That makes sense, right? Like, I'm trying to look out for you guys. I'm trying to look out for me. It's not about the money for me, like, at all. So as soon as he told me that it's really not his problem if the plant declines once you receive it, and then called us liars, I filed a claim with PayPal to get my money back on just the one Hoya. The other ones that I got in that same order, like the Finlaysonia, even though it doesn't have a lot of roots, like, it's still alive, so it's fine. He never once offered to refund or replace any of these Hoyas once they came. Sad, like, he did try to work with me and figure out what was going wrong with them, which is why I kept buying, and like, I shared that information with you guys. I've been completely transparent about all of my communication with this person and how they've been working with me to see how the Hoyas were doing throughout this. But if it keeps on happening over and over, like, this coaching island was just like the last straw for me. I was like, all right, I spent $75 on this plant. Like, that's just too much, you know what I mean, for me to be pretending like I'm not disappointed. I'm not going to pretend like I'm not disappointed and I'm not upset. And for you to not even once offer to refund or replace any of these plants for me is just like kind of unheard of. Like, I'm a small shop and I refund and replace plants if I need to. It's not really an issue that I have. But if I take a cutting and I sell it and the cutting declines before I am able to ship it out, like, I'm going to refund you your money. I'm not going to send you that plant. You know what I mean? So, like, things happen. But this is just like, this is too much. It's too much. So I told him it's not declining in my care. It takes all of 2 days not touching the plant for its leaves to drop, which is what happened to the Dakie. I told you about the Croniana and the Coaching Island and the bad shipping quality on many others. I told you as soon as I received them. This is the worst customer service I've ever experienced. It's not an attack on you, dude. I was so polite.
Correct.
He said, I think, quote unquote, I have some concerns versus 50-50 shot of sick plants to my followers, which isn't what I said, would be polite. I'm sorry you feel this is bad customer service. I have sent you larger plants than purchased. He's talking about the Dakie. He sent me a bigger one than the one that I ordered, but this one looks worse than the original one, so it doesn't actually matter that it's bigger. And giving you discounts on plants you were unhappy with. I don't know which plant he's talking about that he gave me a discount on that I was unhappy with, because if I was unhappy with it, I would have already had it. So I don't really know what that means. And then he put to my knowledge. So obviously he doesn't know what he's talking about either. I have continually worked with you, which he has. I don't find that to be the worst customer service. What I was referring to when I said the worst customer service was him calling me a liar and then telling me that it wasn't his problem. So then he said, what is it I can do to help? There has been nothing presented to me. Hold on, I gotta go to the next one. We got this. We got this. In a constructive manner. There's been nothing presented to him in a constructive manner, right?
Okay. I mean, your entire initial email was constructive.
That's what I thought.
Listen, you sent plants. Here's an issue with the plants. This is something you're seeing. But also, like, important to note, I mean, you guys know Jacqueline, and some of you are newer on her channel and stuff like that. And by the way, I'm David. Hi. But
He lets me live with him.
she has like hundreds of Hoya, and there's also
200.
ones right next to these in the same greenhouse that are doing fine. So it's not like you don't know how to take care of these plants or know what these
and
plants
I
are
have
like.
Hoyas from them that are doing fine. I
Well,
just showed you guys the Wayleniana recently.
and
That one's fine.
As many as you import and have
Mhm.
come failed, because that happens, but you understand.
You know the risk that you're taking.
But you
when
know
do
what
that.
it looks like when a plant comes and it's having this kind of issue.
Right.
You can pretty much pinpoint, like, it's this, or
Well,
this.
I had no idea this one was rotting. I thought it would, like, you know what I mean? When it comes
for sure.
wrinkly, your initial thought is, like, it's thirsty, but then the soil is wet, so you're like, wait, what is happening
If
here?
you're buying a plant from a reputable seller, the first thing you shouldn't have to do is pry it out and look at the roots to check if they're rotted.
No, a
Like,
lot
that's
of times
something
they
that
take it out
shouldn't
and
be
show
happening.
you in the auction. I
Yeah,
know
and
a
it's
lot of
fine.
people that
It's fine
do
to do that, but I'm just saying, like, that's like a pretty obvious, like,
Not them.
like who
other
would send
people.
you a plant with rotted roots, or like that's
Or is rotting in the mail in 2 days? Although somebody was telling me
Right.
too, it took theirs like 5 days to get there, even though it was shipped priority. Like you're paying for priority shipping.
You've
but
had
it's still-
plants that have come from Malaysia that have been fine
Yeah.
over the course of 6
that were
days in a
the
box
for
in the
10
summer.
days, Yeah.
Right. So this is a different thing.
Yeah, so there has been nothing presented to him in a constructive manner, and then he said, I can't address hearsay. If people would like to come to us with their concerns individually, then we will give top-notch customer service. Much
Just
as
like
we
this.
have tried, much as we have tried with you. Yeah, he said it. I'm sorry you are
Uh.
unhappy. You seem to be quite upset.
Gaslighting.
This is the
Excuse me.
first I am hearing of it, but a blanket statement about our plants is not the way to go about it. I didn't make a blanket statement.
No, you at least
I
said
said
50-50.
some.
Yeah, some.
I suggest we both take a minute and revisit a bit later when it feels less emotional. That one was my favorite. And then he said, this one's good too. I consider you a friend. I am looking at your feed and I see lots of happy Hoyas from us. Yeah, because I'm not going to post a picture of this. Why would I post a picture of
your
that?
Instagram, yes. Let's put the
Yes.
crappiest pictures possible
Right.
on the Instagram.
Yes, because I'm so thrilled with my order that I'm going to post it, right? I had no idea you felt this way. I'm so disappointed it has come to this. What can we do to change the situation? I said I wasn't actually being emotional. Nothing I said to you was at all rude. It was me communicating with you. You're the one who reacted in an emotional way as if I was attacking you personally. Maybe you need to read what I said again without being defensive. And this is how you treat your friends? You have continually blamed me for the plants coming looking sad. If this was a one-time thing, I wouldn't care. Normal people offer to replace or refund sad/dead plants. It's just good business. I have never even asked you for that. All I did was let you know what was going on and what other people have told me. Where was I? What was going on and what other people have come to me with. If they don't feel comfortable reaching out to tell you, then maybe that's something you need to think about and figure out how you can communicate better with your customers. I said I can't communicate with somebody who can't keep their feelings out of business. This could have been easily solved, but you thought it was more appropriate to call me a liar and then tell me it wasn't your problem. After that, you can't backtrack and try to be nice. I'm not a punching bag. The way you've treated me is hurtful after I've done nothing but be honest with you and give you tons of free advertising. But that's not something that I throw in people's faces. I don't think that because I have a YouTube channel that like everybody's supposed to be nice to me and like give me free stuff. These weren't gifted plants. These weren't free plants. Like that
Right.
happens a lot. Shops will send me stuff and be like, hey, can you give us an honest review on like our packaging and you know how the plants look and stuff like that. Like that's pretty normal, you know what I mean? So
Well, if
most
a
people
company
are thankful for my feedback.
If a company reaches out to somebody that has a page or something like that, and they're like, hey, I want to send you this, it's free, you know, it'd be cool if you could talk about it or review it or whatever else. You
Yeah.
receive that, and let's say it's not in great condition. One of the things that you always do is you write back to them and say, hey, listen, this happened, right? It didn't arrive in good condition. I need to talk about it, but
Pull
like,
the lease right now.
I want to give you a chance to make it right, you know, and you've done that with people where you give them the opportunity to make it right before. And then you say all of those things because those details are important. Then you
Yeah.
tell the subscribers and you say, hey, listen, you guys are watching my channel. I
Mhm.
ordered this. It didn't arrive well. I contacted them. They took care of it and took care of me. And now I got a happy plant.
Which is great. And then,
That's
like,
all
I'm
it
more
takes.
likely to...
But
I
that's
wasn't
the
even
full
trying
story.
to, like, stop buying from them. I
But
just
that's-
wanted to figure out what the heck was going on.
That's also an important element
You
to
just,
the
like, burnt the house
story.
down.
If you're going to review something, then you're also reviewing that place's customer service if something went wrong
for
during
sure.
the order.
100%.
Because your subscribers need to know that as well.
Yes,
right.
you guys deserve.
Right.
We all deserve as buyers to know where our
Look,
plants are coming from, and the fact that there are sketchy sellers out there that don't want to let you know where they're getting their plants from, like, it's not okay. It's really not okay, because that's what it comes down to. Once I actually posted this exchange and, like, told people that because then he blocked me, I actually wrote out that last response to him, and he never read it. He blocked me as soon as I sent it. So, because I took it to PayPal, and I wasn't willing to really communicate with somebody who was speaking to me in that manner, so I escalated it to PayPal. I tried to resolve it with him, so I escalated it to PayPal. And like I said, I only requested a refund for the one plant that came bad. I didn't even include any of the other ones that I paid for that came bad. It was just this one, and honestly, it was just a matter of principle at that point, because he wasn't doing anything about it. I was just like, all right, fine, I guess I have to take this to PayPal to prove my point, you know what I mean? Very mature, that's what I said too. Marlene, I was like, okay, this is very professional and very, very mature. But if you think about it, like, I wasn't trying to call him out on anything, but apparently he felt called out on something. So to, like, react in that manner to something, like, there has to be some level of you hiding something or feeling guilty about something, or else, like, why would you...
Methinks he doth protest too much kind of thing?
You know what I
Like,
mean? If me asking you a simple
No.
question of, like, is this plant an import, and you getting, like, feeling personally attacked,
Struck
makes
a nerve.
me feel like
did
maybe
we?
you're
Yeah.
not being honest. You know what I
It's-
mean?
Did you hit a nerve somewhere?
Yeah, which was, like, not... I wasn't trying... I was literally just trying to figure out why this was happening. Because if it was me in his position, I would want to turn around and ask my supplier some more questions, maybe. You know what I mean? Or ask the person who's packaging my plants some more questions. Or,
Well,
like...
tell me what went wrong. Show me a picture. Let me see, like,
That's normal.
Can
He
you,
didn't
can
ask
you describe
to see
the
anything.
timeline? Can you, like,
He didn't ask to see any of your responses that I have.
when did it arrive? How long was it being shipped for? Like, was it late? Did it arrive to you late? Was it
Right.
in a poor condition? You know, was the box damaged? There's all sorts of things that he could have asked to just
Yeah.
take care of the problem, instead of just being like, that's hearsay and I don't have to believe you and you're threatening me and you need to calm down.
Yeah, basically.
Really, you liar. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it felt like, for sure. So a couple of comments that I got from you guys on that video were interesting too. I'm not going to name you by name, obviously, but they are public comments. Somebody said, my Hoya Baibua, I don't even know how you're supposed to say that, I got from the auction is on the struggle bus. She lost 3 leaves within 2 days. However, she still has 4. Well, yay, she only lost, like, sort of half, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and then the other person said, thank you for sharing this particular topic. I have had the same issues. Appreciate your honesty and content. So, and then I got a DM from somebody who said, I'm a Hoya person myself, so I was surprised they came so wet. I've never had one come wet in soil like that. To be fair, many came from them and are top notch, which I do agree with. I have lots of other plants from them that are perfectly fine. Maybe it is just the acclimation, which is another question I also had. This was just my first shipment from them, so I really don't know. I very rarely lose a Hoya cutting, but these 2 in soil are looking rough. So again, another Hoya person who received less than great looking Hoyas that are probably still continuing to decline since she sent me that message. So, an exchange I had with my friend, she said, almost feels like an epiphany, like all of the dots are getting connected. And I straight up thought maybe it was just me being a bad plant parent. And I said, me too. He made me feel like it was my fault. And then I said, oh my God, has he been gaslighting me? And she was like, maybe.
Stacy said, well, now that Hoya has 3 leaves.
Oh, well, there you go. That's
Okay,
not,
there you go.
girl, that's not surprising. I didn't want to read your name, but, like, yeah, that was her.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm really sorry, like, genuinely sorry. And if you want to reach out to him and let him know, then maybe he won't think that I'm so crazy. But like maybe he'll actually replace it for you. Like I don't know. I can't say. I kind of feel like he has a personal thing against me for some reason, and that maybe he would be nicer to other people. But I genuinely don't know. Then I got a DM from somebody that I've never spoken to before. I'm not going to say her name, but she did give me permission to let you guys know. She sent it in a voice message, so I can't read it to you guys, unfortunately, but she sent me a voice message and she said to me, I know where they get their plants from. And I was like, oh, girl, it's time to spill the tea.
And it's important to note that this is a person that has a large
She's
presence.
a very trustworthy, reputable person who's also in Florida and sells plants. She's a huge Instagram following. And I've never spoken to her before. Apparently she was following me. I have never talked to her before. She's very sweet though. To let me know this information. So again, I've never spoken to her before. She reached out to me after seeing my story post. And she was like, girl, I know where they get a lot of their plants from. And this place in Florida that they get their plants from has I'm trying to remember her words exactly, a rumored history of importing plants and flipping them like too quickly, not letting them acclimate. So that's why my friend Tessa had just told her that, and she was like, all the dots are like connecting now. Like that makes sense, because her and I were speculating whether or not these were imports, because she's also an avid Hoya collector, and her Hoyas from them aren't dying or anything, but they don't look good, and they're not growing. They should be like, if they're Florida grown plants, like they should be like happy plants for the most part within a short period of time of you receiving them. Like
I
the
need to pause you
acclimation
for just a second.
shouldn't be that crazy.
Because your eyebrows look really good.
Oh, thank you, Sarah.
Okay.
I mean, girl, you always look good, so it's fine. Your skin always looks amazing, and I don't get it. But yeah, this girl reached out and let me know where they get a lot of their plants from. So then I started doing some more digging and asking around, because I do know a lot of nursery owners and sellers who supply their plants from Florida. So turns out this is a pretty big company that supplies to a lot of people, and it's not something apparently that people really want to talk about. I was like, what did I uncover here? So I'm not going to name it by name, obviously, because I didn't have any like personal interaction or experience. So I don't want to be like spreading any rumors. I'm just letting you guys know what other people have told me that I trust, that have had direct interactions with them. So she reached out to me and let me know that. She also let me know that this particular company is a business that she won't work with in any capacity anymore. Now I'm reading her message, because like some of the comments you've gotten about them being sopping wet tracks. I placed a $2,500 wholesale order with them in 2020. They were packed horribly. They were drenched. They didn't include heat packs like they were supposed to, and 90% of the order died. I sent an email as soon as I unpacked everything, and they more or less were like, we'll give you a $250 credit. So that was her negative experience with that.
So just to clarify, she's talking about
one of their
supplier
suppliers.
for the ones who sent you these. Okay.
Yes. So because I asked him if they were imports, and I have a hard time believing that he doesn't know, but at the same time, somebody else told me that supplier is not transparent with their buyers either. So he very well may not know that this is a bad supplier. And I was just like, if it was me, I said I would want to turn around and be like having a conversation with my supplier if it's only certain plants. It's not all the plants, it's only certain plants, and that's not your only supplier. So like, are those plants coming from the same place?
Right.
Because then we have a problem. Then we know the root of the problem and we can address it, which is what you would think somebody would want to do.
I mean, no matter what, there's a common link here, and it's dealing with this dude. Because if he's ignorant of the plants that he's being supplied,
he's flipping them too
that's
fast.
That's on him as a seller. You should know where your plants are coming from, that they're healthy, that they're responsibly sourced and grown and everything else. Mm-hmm. And it's not just somebody frolicking through the woods, picking stuff off of trees in Malaysia and throwing them in a box and sending them to you and being like, yeah, they're fine, we're in a lab or whatever.
Yeah.
Then also, if he's turning around and just flipping these plants as quickly as possible to put cash in his pocket and not really caring about what the customers are saying or accusing them of lying, and not really doing anything to help, or just being, well, he took it personal because you hit a nerve. I mean, I think it's really obvious.
I was trying not
to. To me, it seems like he knows this is going on, does not want to deal with it, just wants to turn the plants around as quickly as possible, doesn't care about acclimating the plants or anything else. Look, I'm not like a plant person on the level of most of you, or certainly you, or anything else. My job is to take care of soaking a couple of air plants once a week in the bathroom sink. That's about the max of what I should be responsible for.
Although we only do it like once a month.
And they're still alive. Yeah. So like I have the magic touch with air plants or something like that.
I don't know why. I do the same exact thing and they die.
But even I can tell when these plants are coming just because I've seen this happen, because I've been next to her as she's been getting dead plant after dead plant in imports, to know that like, hey, look, this isn't something that should be happening. If I can recognize that, like it's got to be really, really obvious. Either the plants are arriving, they're underwatered, then they're soaked, packaged, and sent. Yeah. In which case they're just dying because they're like, oh, finally I have water.
It's sad.
And I've been waterboarded and I'm dead.
That's what it really comes down
to.
It
is sad
for me.
For the plants,
I don't want to keep killing plants.
No, and you say all the time, and I think this is the way that you deal with a lot of people that you send plants to, is like you just want them happy with a plant.
Mm-hmm.
If
and
there's
I love
issue,
updates too. I love when people let me know, like, hey, look, this plant is growing.
Exactly, just like cats or dogs when people adopt them and they send a picture of they're growing up, and you're just like, aw, right? And that's fine. Like that's a good thing to do.
That's how you know when a seller is not a plant lover.
Well, this guy is That's not what's going on. You don't.
Like Kaylee Ellen says it all the time. Even if it's the post office's fault, you replace or refund the plant. It's just good business. Even if you didn't do anything wrong, like that's just good. Because now you've created trust, loyalty, honesty, and a good reputation with your customers. That person's going to come back. How likely are you to come back after a bad experience if you had amazing customer service and they fixed it?
Right. Liz Boop. Hi. Happy Sunday to all.
Yeah, that's what they said to me too, Liz.
The Croniana Black? Yeah.
No, I reached out and they were talking about conditions. I am keeping it in, and they said to keep them posted. So I will, and be sure. Yeah, that's the same exact thing he said to me, and I've been keeping him posted, and I was continuing
and you got blocked.
to keep him. Yeah, and then he blocked me on Instagram.
Right.
Which is very mature for a company. It was off of the business page, not even off of his personal page. I blocked his personal page though, because that's.
I got it.
Same auction. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, that'll happen. I appreciate my mods.
Sounds like he just wants to bank money and doesn't care about the customers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of thing that I got.
But I've just been continuing to ask. I have a lot of friends you guys know that are in the plant buying and selling business, and they've all expressed concerns about this same exact supplier. So I know that that's not the only place that he's getting his plants from, but I do know that that is one of the places he's getting his plants from, and maybe he doesn't know, but he should now. If I was able to find out, like, it shouldn't be that hard for him to find out, you know? But yeah, a lot of like my close friends that I trust have had really bad experiences with the person who owns said greenhouses that people have bad experiences with. So, and it's not all the plants, that's the thing. And there's another nursery that's attached to this one in Florida, the supplier, not Urban Leaf Shop. It's difficult to talk about it without using their name and not getting confused. But there's another nursery that's attached to them that has a really great reputation. So it's very confusing. And what I did hear from a good friend of mine, I don't think Morgan won't care if I tell you guys it was her, because she goes down there all the time and shops from them directly, and she will not ever go there again. Her words, not mine. I just got off the phone with her before this, and she was telling me that they import their plants, but they don't necessarily flip them. They propagate them, and they just send them out sometimes without a lot of roots.
Okay, listen. If you import a plant, chop it up, propagate it, send it out as quickly
It's
as possible,
still an import.
and somebody asks you if that's an import, and you say no, you are being disingenuous.
Yes, he said they're Florida grown.
They're
So he very
okay.
well
I
could
mean,
be under
it's-
the impression that they're
it's-
Florida grown because
I
that's what the
understand
seller
that.
is telling him. But like any seasoned plant person would look at them and be like, these are not Florida grown plants. Like you guys know the difference between a plant that's been grown here and like nurtured here versus one that's been grown in another country. Like it's I don't know. Oh, hi. You know what, Liz? I knew that. I knew your name was Liz. I just didn't make the connection. So thank you. That's her Instagram handle.
Gotcha.
Because I do get confused when people have different names. Hi, Holly. I'm happy to see you in here, Holly. How are you today? Hope you've been having a good weekend. Yeah, so that's really like the gist of it, and I thought this was a good opportunity to let you guys know like what to kind of look out for, you know, especially on Etsy. I have a lot of people telling me that you ordered on Etsy, and yeah, I bought 3 times from Etsy. The first time I got an expensive plant and it came in the mail destroyed. Second time they never sent the plants out, and then the third time was good. So when you find a good seller, definitely stick to it. I don't even recommend Etsy anymore. You should look to see if these companies have their own website because it's going to be cheaper.
You should mention the website too for them, that whole thing where they're like,
Oh
nothing's
yeah,
on the
they
site.
don't really keep. I think it's a little bit sketchy. You guys let me know if you think it's weird that they don't really have that much on their Urban Leaf Shop website. Like they do like their weekly auctions. It seems like that's like their main way of selling plants. So like if you were trying to flip
Right.
plants around really quick, like
You don't have time to put it on your website because you're just trying to sell it as quickly as possible because
yeah,
likely
I
than
mean
not.
it's obviously just speculation, but
Right.
we're trying to like connect the dots here since he didn't give us any information on like what's
Yeah.
happening. So yeah, somebody purchased the variegated burl marks. The listing said exact plant. I love when they do that. When I received the package, it had a weird odor. Soil was everywhere. The plant was just this is an Etsy seller. Yeah, so like this is what happens. And then they found out after that this person has a reputation for like the old bait and switch.
And there is nothing wrong with imported plants.
No, you
It's
just have
what
to disclaim
the
that.
issue is the honesty about it. If you're going to do that, if you're going to import a plant, chop it, prop it, turn it around as quickly as possible, so you don't have time to put it on a website or anything else, and somebody has issues or multiple people have issues with the
I
plant,
learned my lesson with that.
then it's on you to be honest about it. I mean, look,
Yeah.
it's the plant community, which
I
is why it's
respected them all.
important for you to talk to everybody and for people to understand that this is something that can happen.
Yeah.
And so there is an element of buyer beware for sure.
Google, look at the reviews, go on Reddit, see what other
Right.
people have said about shops before.
Just ask somebody. Everybody knows each other on here anyway.
Especially
like if you're
in
in
Florida,
the comments
if
or
you know
whatever.
people that live in Florida and like own a shop or like sell online, anything, like just ask them. They know a lot more, and sellers are not very willing to tell you where they get their plants from. But if you're friends, then they will. So I've had at least
Look.
like 3 or 4 different sellers, like buyers and sellers that I know interact with them and have bad experience.
I mean, if you
Whether it's because they were not nice people,
like, I'm not
the
trying
plants were bad.
I'm not trying to equate it as like an exact one-to-one, relationship here. But if you were to purchase like a pet, like a dog or a cat
Oh
or
my
something like
goodness.
that, and the person that you're getting it from is not telling you where that animal has come from, that is a red flag.
Especially if the animal is sick.
Well, yeah, like
If
half
you
of the
get
fur
a
is
new
missing,
puppy
and it's like
within
kind of
2
got
weeks, the thing
one
is
eye
like
or
looking sickly.
one
yeah.
eye is fine, one of them's on an eye
That just
stalk.
happened
like,
to a friend
I
of
don't
mine
know,
in our group chat. She got a kitten, and the kitten passed away.
Right.
So they gave her another kitten. The shelter gave her another
Yeah, they didn't
kitten.
give her like a $250 credit towards another
Which
kitten.
is like messed up. Obviously, in my opinion, you can't like just like replace a kitten, but it's still nice that they gave her another one. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah, I got this cat and the paws fell off. Well, just send it back to me. I'll send you
Hi,
another
Tasha.
one. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. Right.
She spammed me with comments this morning again. It's okay, I love it. We appreciate it. All we want is happy plants. Yeah, no drama. I said that so many times. Like, I'm not a drama channel. I'm not here to, like, spill the tea and be like, ooh, juicy gossip. Like, no, this
No.
was an experience that I directly had, that you guys have had. Yes, they fixed the problem. I've got my trusted Etsy shops, like 3 or 4. Very rarely branch out. Yeah, I haven't even put anything up in my shop in a while. I've been slacking because I've just been like getting so many sad plants that I was planning on propagating, and I couldn't. So I'm just like kind of taking a break for a minute here so I can figure out what's going on with the Hoyas that I do have and get them like hopefully looking happy before I start going crazy.
We're gonna need like an infirmary for
stuff.
your plants. Like
Yeah.
so, like set up a little, triage thing.
Send the
where we
plant
can-
back thing. That is always so weird to me, Kelly. Like, why do you want the dead plant back in the mail?
Prove it.
That was one of the things I had to say in the PayPal claim. They were like, do you want to send it back? I was like, no. Why would I want to send you back a dead? Why would I want to go through the hassle of having to send you back a dead plant?
Well, okay, that's just a sign of distress. Have you ever seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off? There's this scene in it where he calls and they said that like Sloane's father died and the principal doesn't believe him and he's like, well, just drag his body on over here.
Janet, I'm talking
Like it
about
seems
Urban
kind of
Leaf
weird
Shop.
about Urban Leaf Shop. Yeah, it seems kind of weird to be like, well, send the dead plant back
Yeah.
so I can prove. So you prove that it's like that's. Look, I mean, I get it that people are going to try and take advantage of, like people try and take advantage.
For sure they do. For sure, yeah.
But you're a plant community for a reason. It's important for you to talk to each other, to be on channels that are honestly talking about the experiences that they're having, especially if you are both a plant YouTuber and a business.
Yeah.
And so it's really important to have that transparency. If a company is not transparent with you, that is a huge red flag.
Massive red flag.
If a company immediately doesn't believe you and says you're
Or
a
they don't
liar,
respond
I didn't hear about
to
it, I'm
your
not
emails.
responding, or
Yeah.
just says okay with a period, like that's kind of a thing where it's like, all right, it's another red flag. Why am I being treated this way?
I mean, I could
for
scroll
bringing up a
back and
concern?
look at like other nasty messages. I just don't have the head for it.
It doesn't even matter.
You know what I mean? Because it's just like crazy. Did you see what Adina said? I've sent back dead plants because they requested them. That's crazy to me. So I just stick it in a regular envelope and send it with a stamp.
That's fantastic.
Here's your dirt and your leaves. Like, what?
You should print out just a little certificate of death and just send it with the plant.
But like, you can
Like,
see the
this is what I
unboxing
did.
video in my case. That's the part that like baffles me. Like, there's no way that I'm lying about it if you're literally watching me pull it out of the box.
Right.
And I waited an extra day to open that box, but as soon as I got it, I opened it up and I stuck my hand in there to feel the leaves, and those leaves felt like they were just gonzo. I didn't open it until the next day with the unboxing, but like I still opened up the box to like look at the plants and make sure they were alive. So like you can't even say it.
Can you
because I
put the
left them
plant
in
on the phone? I'd like to talk to the plant and see if it's doing okay before I issue a refund. I just want to get... Yeah. No, your plant didn't say anything.
Yeah,
It was really
Chris
quiet.
and
Must be
Adina
fine.
both had an experience where they got Thai constellations and they came looking pretty sad. They reached out and they gave them a refund and never asked for the plant back. Adina got a new plant, and then it's like, it is what it is. By the end of if it wasn't okay by the end of the week, they would refund the money and send me a new one.
Also, really important just to note, leave a comment on here too if you just have had like a little bit of an experience, just so people can see that like, yes, other people are having this. You guys can actually connect on these things too.
In the regular comments.
In the regular comments, not in the live chat, because if somebody's watching this video tomorrow or whatever, it's important that they see some of these things and not all the time. People don't always scroll through the chats to see that,
I love
the
watching the live
spam
chat.
messages
I'm gonna
that
have
come
to
through or
go
whatever.
see what you guys said while I was off the screen. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We've been going for longer than I anticipated, but there's a lot of you in here. There's more of you in here than I thought there was gonna be for a last minute stream. And I'm not trying to make it a negative thing. I was trying to spin it in a positive way as a learning experience. A cautionary tale. You know what? I kind of had like a weird feeling about this person, but I ignored it. And I'm kind of mad that I didn't listen to my intuition on this one. So that's another lesson that you can learn from me. If you have a gut feeling, but you can't necessarily like place why, because like he was working with me to a degree and trying to help me figure it out. But I was a little bit frustrated with him through the process without expressing to him that I was frustrated because, like, I felt like I was being treated like I didn't know how to take care of my plants, or like I didn't know how to acclimate my plants. I didn't know I needed to acclimate my plants when they were just coming from Florida any differently than the way I do the rest of my plants. Like I said, I don't normally put them in the greenhouse or into direct light right away after taking them out of the box. I like to leave them out, usually on the kitchen table.
Well, it's also like one of the things that you
For a
said to
few
him
days.
in that email exchange, which was like, hey, it's not okay for you to talk to me this way.
Yeah.
Like, there's a boundary that
Yeah.
people shouldn't cross. If you know that you're right, you receive something that's half dead, and you reach out to the person who sold it, and you're just kind of getting, well, this is hearsay, and I don't believe you, and so on and so forth. Like, I haven't seen anything, nobody said anything.
Yeah.
Like, at that point...
But I'm telling you, and I'm showing you the people that are...
Right.
He didn't ask to see any of, like, the comments or the messages that I got from
Well,
people.
he doesn't care. He
He
just wants you
didn't
to go...
ask to see the plant at all, either.
This dude clearly just wanted you to go away.
Yeah.
Like, that's what
I'm
it
not
was.
going away.
No, but you should stand up for yourself if you know you're
Absolutely.
right as a customer to
Absolutely.
a seller. For
In
sure.
any case, too. That's why I said I'm not a punching bag. I'm not going to allow you to treat me like this.
Right.
That's just where I draw the line. I'm a very kind human being, but I know when it's appropriate to stand up for myself. And that's something that I've had to learn. That's a boundary that I have had to put in place that was not easy for me. So I stand up for myself.
All of you sweet plant people, you're just like, I'm sorry for existing
yeah.
and making your day more difficult because I received a dead plant from you. Don't stand up for yourself, for crying out loud. Like,
yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't be you have the right, as somebody who spent money on something, to complain if that something does not meet your expectations.
Right.
Period. If you receive a faulty product from a company, like, and you let them know, hey, this product is not working properly, what do they normally do?
Well, yeah. I mean, they take care of you.
They replace it.
Right.
Yeah. That's like going back to the store because you bought something and now you need to return it because when you opened it, it didn't work right.
Right.
Like electronics. You go buy a blender, you come home and you plug it in and the blender doesn't work. You bring it back to the store. The store doesn't call you a liar that the blender doesn't work.
Hearsay.
Yeah, it's just hearsay that the blender doesn't work. Like, it's just crazy to me.
Did you keep your blender in high enough humidity?
Are you sure that you plugged it in right?
Right. Were you grinding rocks?
Did you push the on button?
Yes, it was sure.
My plants come from California, Texas, Florida, and a couple from Connecticut. I've never had to do more than see about water and be careful of strong light. Exactly, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, be loud, plant people. You're allowed to be happy with your plants.
Yeah. They got free money that
plants.
you worked for. Yeah, you know what? That's kind of what it feels like. That plant was $80. That plant was $75. This one I think was somewhere close to that as well. Like, these weren't cheap plants.
No, you know how much chocolate that would buy?
Do you know how much money I can't make back on those? Like, I buy these for you guys too. I bought the Dakier for you guys because I already have one. I bought that one because it was big enough to propagate, and now I can't even propagate.
Chocolate never called me a liar. Yeah.
Have anyone ordered a plant from Poland? No, I've never ordered from Poland, and only realized it was coming from there after I placed. Yeah, Jameson. Do all your research, especially on Etsy. Like, those people sometimes are the worst. Like, the Etsy has a bad reputation for a reason, because a lot of the people on there are just, like, straight up trying to bait and switch you. Like, they'll post up a picture of a gorgeous plant and then send you one that looks nothing like that. Or you pull it out of the pot and it still has no roots. It's like just a propagation that they shoved into soil. Can you make me a mug cake? Yes! Oh, damn it, now I want a mug cake. These are the best mugs ever. Show them your mug. You guys should go check out Nicole over at Fired Elements if you want mugs that are just as cool as ours.
Yes.
Just saying. She's on Etsy, and she's somebody that you actually can buy from and don't have to worry about. And if she doesn't have anything on her Etsy that you want, Natalie, if you want a Raven mug, just reach out to her on Instagram at Fired Elements. She's on my page. I've tagged her a bunch. I did a giveaway with her. You'll see this mug on my feed. You can click on that picture and she'll be linked there. Reach out to her and let her know that I sent you and that you want a mug. And if she's got some, she will send it to you.
They probably don't come with mug cakes, though.
No, they don't come with mug cakes, unfortunately. But they're really easy to make.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we made them in a vlog once.
Yeah, we did.
And you showed them how to make it.
Yeah.
I just don't remember. I think it was on our channel.
Probably.
David and Jack's channel, so. Yeah. They're plant wrapped in new... Wait, what? Someone ordered from there, from Poland, and got their plant wrapped in new clothes.
I mean, was it nice new clothes?
Oh, because there probably wasn't a phytosanitary. That's what you do when you send drugs.
Oh, that's funny.
You have to make it look like a gift. No, I'm serious.
That's hilarious.
Because before, okay, I'll be transparent with you guys. Before cannabis was legal on the East Coast, we used to get it shipped from California. A friend who would ship it to me in California, and that's how he would ship it. Like wrapped up in like clothes and like made it look like a gift, like it was a gift package. Which I was never mad about because it was still a gift. It was like a gift box, but like really the point of it, yeah, that's funny. Thank God for dispensaries, right?
Yeah.
The Ravens will be available until November. Can't wait to get mine. I love how you know more than I do about
I know, right?
how long she's gonna. Yeah, because I mean it was a Halloween themed one.
For sure.
She's got some really fun stuff she's working on though, so I'm excited to see. And we just did a pottery class. You
Yes,
guys
we did.
Didn't know. I know some
Yeah.
of you do for my birthday. I'm excited. We're going this week to glaze them.
To put the schmutz on.
Yeah, the schmutz.
Yeah, we're gonna schmutz them. They're gonna be schmutzed.
So let me know if you guys have any last minute questions. Like he said, definitely go into the comment section of like the regular comment section, not the live chat, if you have had a negative experience with Urban Leaf Shop or just an experience, even if it was a positive one, go on ahead and share it because we're not trying to be biased here. We're just trying to share
Good vibes.
honest information about the plant. I have, like I said, at least 80%, maybe a little bit less than that, of my plants from them are fine. They're perfectly happy. It's mostly the Hoyas. And it's not all of the Hoyas, just like a lot of
like
them.
Hoyas are the best like to ship anyway too.
Within the states, usually,
it just
yeah.
makes
They
less
don't
sense.
import as good as people think they do.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't sit in a package for just 2 days and then arrive
Thank you, Sarah.
like that. So.
But yeah,
All right.
that's about it.
1:30, Chief.
Yeah, I said I was only going to go for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Feel free to leave like red flags and whatever information you want in the anything that you might think is beneficial to somebody who's going to be watching this back later on. Definitely leave it in the comments. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up too.
Hit the notification bell
I only
so
see
you don't
37
miss
likes
anything
and there's
from
like more than 80 of you in there. So
Yeah, like the video. It helps. You know.
things
those
like
kinds of
this should
things.
not make you scared to buy online, girl. Just make sure that you do your research. Ask people too. Ask around. Ask your planty friends. Post
Who
it
do you
to
buy
your
from?
yeah, like where's a good place to get your plants? Watch my videos that aren't from Urban Leaf Shop. I did change all of the titles in case you didn't notice because I'm not going to take down the videos. There's no point in doing that. There's too many of them. But I did change the titles to take out their name because I'm not giving them the free advertising and like put some warning. So maybe a little dramatic. I said don't buy from this shop. You can do whatever you want to do. If you want to still buy from them, I'm not telling you that you can't do that. This again is not a smear campaign. This is just me sharing with you what happened and letting you know like what can go wrong unfortunately sometimes and a little bit apologizing for recommending them. I know that a lot of you said I shouldn't apologize for it, but like I do, I feel bad because obviously if I recommend a seller to you, I want to have complete confidence that you're going to get an amazing plant from them. And if you're disappointed by them, I don't want you to be disappointed in me as well. Like that is like the last thing that I want. I never want to break that trust that we have because I really enjoy the community that we've made here. I think that this is like a really positive corner of the internet that we've managed to create where I do the best that I can to keep the negativity and the drama and the BS like out of it. I try to keep my videos really fun and lighthearted and
Well, you're being responsible right now, so.
yeah.
All right, we need to wrap this up.
Okay. Well, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm not gonna upload anything later today probably, but I will
Hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything
See
from
you.
me.
Probably tomorrow. I have to go to New
I don't
York
know.
tomorrow, so I don't really know what's going to be going on. But I have lots of stuff for you. I have a really long plant shopping vlog for you that we filmed yesterday. It's
Yes.
like over an hour long, so it's going to take me a little bit to edit it, but I'm going to get started on it today. So we shall see.
Ciao.
Yes, it's been 23 days of Hoya. We're almost done. October went by so fast, but more bloopers. You got it, Nat. That was the most cringe thing I've ever put on the internet. Anyway, I love you guys so very much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Bye.